Hi guys. So I've been out of crafty action for a day or two because I've chopped my finger pulling apart a really old rusty broken typewriter. Yeah, I love pulling apart stuff. So I slipped and cut my finger and yeah, had to get a tetanus shot and a couple of stitches, but as you can see, in the 2 days I've already got my bandage all disgusting and manky, and it doesn't come off until Friday, so it'll probably be black by then. Anyway, I just wanted to share a steampunk kit that I've put together for my little Etsy shop. And you know, my kits and everything in my shop is from recycled, repurposed, scavenged, found items. It's I don't buy craft supplies or anything, so you won't see any digital kits or anything like that in my kits. The only pre-made store-bought stuff that you may find will have been found in a charity op shop. So my kits tend to be a bit strange and some surprising items in there. If you saw my last one, which I think was the Oriental kit, yeah, there's all weird and wonderful stuff in there anyway. It's really good to use your imagination. So if you didn't see that one, I'll put the link down below so you can kind of get an idea of the weird things that I put in kits. Anyway, I'll start off with just the materials. So because it's steampunk, I thought, oh, sorry, excuse the ugly grotty bandage. Oh my God, it looks so ugly. Okay, so I've put in a little piece of brown fabric. I didn't have much of this left, but it's kind of velvety. It's not velvet, but it feels velvety. So there's a little piece of that, which you could, I don't know, make embellishments or something. And a piece of, it's not leather, it's vinyl, but a fairly large piece of brown vinyl. It's actually a bit darker in real life than it appears on camera. And this was rescued off the back of an old lounge. So if ever I see an old lounge in a curbside cleanup, I make my sister, because I'm too embarrassed to do it, I make my sister cut the back panel off the lounge, because the back panel is usually really nice and new fabric because it's pushed up against a wall. And yeah, so I always try and rescue the fabric off there, because anything in our curbside cleanups will go to landfill. It's not recycled or anything. So if I can save a tiny little piece, I will. So there's that fabric. There's enough there you could make a small journal cover, or just chop it up for little embellishments. I've got some brown, this is leather, brown leather cord, and there's probably about 90 centimeters there. So there's that. Okay, this is actually off an old handbag. So one of the straps off it, but kind of looks steampunkish, and I think it would go well on a kind of cover or assemblage or something. What else? I'm going to do all the little odds and pods first, and then I'll do the papers last, because they're probably a bit more boring. Okay, so this is a clock face off. If you saw, I had a previous video where I was pulling apart an old clock that I found in a curbside cleanup, and this is the panel on the front of the clock. Now, I'll have to check the other video. Actually, I'll put a link to that as well in the description below if you didn't see that. Beautiful old clock. I don't know if, I have to check the other video. I don't recall if there were two hands on the clock or only one, but I don't know. I've only got one here, unless it's fallen down on the floor or is lost on my mess of a desk. But I'll check the other video. If there were two, I'll have a look around for the other one. But if I can't find it, well, there's only one. But look how gorgeous it is. This is metal as well. So the corners are a bit sharp. If you've got a hubby, get him to just angle grind it down, or depending on what you want to use it for, because it is very flat, just put some cloth tape or something around the edges. I don't know, you'll figure something out. You're creative. Okay, what else? I've got a little pile of odds and pods here. Okay, let me just push them apart. So there's a rusty key. This, I'm thinking of those assemblage type covers that people do. Actually, I made one last year similar, where you paint it brown and give it some gold rub and buff or something like that, and you know, you put all little metal bits or little those little wooden craft bits on the front. I can't remember what they're called. Chipboard pieces, that type of thing. This is actually plastic, so it's very light, so it won't be too heavy on the cover. This, I think, was from one of my old son's little, you know, kids tool sets, I think. Don't remember. Okay, this is a little lock, or little keyhole off an old lock. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, it's really dark. It's a bit rusty. Yeah, if you don't like rusty stuff, this little kit isn't for you, because most of the little metal bits are rusty. Got a little tiny padlock. This is, I don't know, it feels plastic, I think. It's like a little gear or a little cog. I have no idea where I found that. These little guys, these are real clock gears, and these were off that clock where the clock face came off. And look how gorgeous they are. See, if I didn't save this clock, it would have gone to landfill. I've got some other parts as well I put aside, but look at those, aren't they gorgeous? Look at that little one, he's all rusted. They're so beautiful. Those little metal gears, just an old watch face. I don't know if it's electronic inside or if it's got little gears, but you can pull it apart and make it work. What else is on here? These came out of that clock as well. Just little metal bits. They're rusty. They're nice and flat, so you can glue them on. The glue that I use for metal is, I know E6000 is really good, but if you're in Australia, it's kind of hard to find. Well, it is where I live, but I just use contact bond. When you use it, it does stink for a couple of days, but that smell eventually goes away after a few days. And you don't need a lot of it, you use it sparingly. So some little rusty metal bits. That was actually a little piece out of the typewriter that did this. Nice and rusty. A little rusty washer. That's a piece out of the typewriter as well. Little moving part. Thought that would be good for steampunk. There were heaps of little moving parts like this, but a lot of them, they had little metal protrusions on them, and that was one of the few flat ones. It's just a little metal disc. It's a little leather patch off a denim jacket or something. I don't know. I thought you could flip it, use that side. It's leather. Did I say denim? I don't know. Leather. They're just some little studs off a handbag or something. They're little metal studs. And this little rusty metal guy, I don't know what it is actually. One of you might know out there, but it's got some sort of little door there. Okay, that's it for the little rusty metal bits. I've just got a few little beads and stuff here. I've thrown a bottle cap in there because I use these to make steampunk charms, and I thought if you want to make one, I've put a new one in there, but if you'd rather a rusty metal one, let me know. I can chuck one in addition to that. What else? I've just got some, these little things were, I don't know, there's some sort of little spaces. They were on an ugly old necklace that I pulled apart. But I thought you could put them as part of your steampunk charm if you make one. The same with these guys. They're like little metal tubes, but I thought, I don't know, if you're making a steampunk charm to go with your steampunk book, you could probably use those. They're little beads as well. This guy has got some, I don't know, rust or something on the other side. Oh, that's a tiny little metal gear, is it? I don't know. Looks like it. Oops. Put in there. And there's another one. What else? Oh, they're beads as well. So I did make some steampunk charms with these type of beads, big chunky silver and gold ones. There's a video probably a month ago if you want to have a look at them. I've put in a bead cap as well if you do want to make a charm. And some little brown buttons. These are all vintage buttons as well. Look how cute that guy is. Okay. So that's it for the little odds and pods, and I'll just show the papers. Oh, actually, no, I've got this fabric which has a picture of a clock on it. So I thought you could cut that little clock out. Little pocket watch, sorry. Okay, what else? Okay, now for the papers. Okay, so there's this. This was out of a stamp auction catalogue. This one has an airship there, one of the Zeppelins, and a copy of an old postcard. Another airship. I think ages ago, actually my first video that I was filming, I kept calling this a spaceship instead of airship, and had to delete it and start again because I still don't know how to edit. This is a postcard. Not very steampunky, but I thought that's an awesome old door knocker, and even if you don't use it in a steampunk book, you can find a use for something. Put it in another type of journal. This is cardboard. I think it was off the cover of one of the stamp auction catalogues from memory. Little aviator. Okay, and book pages. This probably bore you, but I'll go quickly. Can you see? Some cogs. I've tried to put the pages double page wherever I could, so that if you want you can put them into a signature, but a lot of old encyclopedias and knowledge reference books and all that, they're really, really hard to pull apart and keep double side. And a lot of them are just single pages drilled down the spine. So I've tried to keep them double page where I can. So just some cogs. These were out of really old encyclopedia on avionics section, I think. So even if the second page is not steampunkish, I've left it double paged. So if you want, you can still put it in a book and cover it, or pull it apart, whatever. Some sections I've left together like this because sometimes the pictures spill over 2 pages. So what have I got in this one? I don't remember. Oh, just some machinery. Atmospheric engine. Old steam train image. That's gorgeous, that picture. Wish I could get close enough. Look how beautiful that is. Really pretty. Old compass. Sorry, it's hard to lift the whole page up because I've got a shelf just here. Small dials. Oh, I think I put those in there for those pictures and that one. What is this? I don't know. Some sort of measuring. Yeah, I put that in there for that image. Look at this old ad. Isn't that gorgeous? Scissors, paint and arc lamp. That's so cool. I love the old ads. I'll put that in there for that, I think. Yep. There's an old image of kind of industrial. It's an aviator and a plane. I think these were just all different types of airplanes. Look at that one, that's so cool. Looks like a torture instrument. What is it? Oh, it's a steam engine. Old steamship. This is something on Alexander Bell, Graham Bell. Look at that old phone. Isn't that awesome? It takes so long to pull these pages out because I'm a big reader, and I usually don't pull a book apart until I read it, and I read anything. I don't care if it's an encyclopedia or a textbook or anything. And so to pull apart one book takes me forever because I end up reading everything. Oh, I didn't put that there for there. I think it was these guys. Look at this guy. And this here. An old organ. Actually, I recently bought a piano of roll from this recycle place called Reverse Garbage, old scales, and it's beautiful. Really love the old P&L rolls. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it was so cute. I just needed it. This one's got some old hot air balloons images. Maybe I should zoom down so I don't have to lift it. Yeah. Look at that. Imagine going in that. It would be so not safe. You're going to fry for sure. This one I've put both pages. Unfortunately, the picture goes over both sides. But you can bind both pages into your journal as is. Another one there. So these 4 pages, these were pretty good with all the balloon images. Another airship. Don't know what that is, some sort of measuring device, some sort of balance. Another airship and a postcard. Oh. You can also use all these little envelopes on the back. Okay, this was an old maths textbook. Look at the little adding machines and stuff. So awesome. Okay, I'm a bit of a math nerd as well, so I actually sat there doing some of this. That's so sad. These weren't steampunkish, but I thought I'd chuck them in anyway because they've got that old steampunky style to them, except they're coloured, so you can use them in that or something else. Look at this. Actually, let me zoom down so you can see. This is a whole page picture of an old bell. Look how awesome that is. That would be so big, so beautiful. That's up in the rafters where the bell is. That was just out of a magazine, but it's a bit thicker, the pages. Beautiful. I love that bell picture. It's a big clock that's on a ceiling at a museum. Staircase. Now this one, unfortunately, it was over 2 magazine pages, so I couldn't keep it together because the pages were glued. They weren't stapled, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's so gorgeous. Part of a great big clock, 1859. Actually, I don't think that's 1859, is it? Don't know, can't see. But look how gorgeous that is. Sorry, I love old machinery and clocks and metal things. These were some pages out of a novel. It was called The Old Bohemian. Really boring book, but the pictures were nice. And because it was a novel, I couldn't pull the pages out double because they're glued as well. But look at that old machinery. So beautiful. Those were just a few other images. Old machinery and some old cars. Okay, I'll flip these really quick. These were all like steam plant type pictures, like things like this. And I think I just pulled the whole section out so that you could cut little tiny images up. Images of some old rusty hinges, chain. Just just thought that would make a cute journaling card. It was just a brochure for a vintage market. I just thought the picture was really beautiful. It would kind of go in a steampunk book. More steam-driven machinery. This is actually a recent just junk mail, but look at that car. That is awesome. And some little images there. So I kept that because I thought those would be really cute to cut out. Old bike. Oh, this was actually from, on the weekend we went down to Barrel, which is a bit of a historic area. And they have an old rail museum there. So just grab the picture. It's got some old steam train pictures on it. This was junk mail as well, but I thought that was really cute. You could cut that out and there's an old key on the back. So always look at your junk mail. These pictures, these were out of, I'm not sure what language this is. I couldn't find it anywhere on the book. I have a feeling it's, okay, I'm not even going to guess because I'll sound stupid, but it had some really beautiful old images in it. Look at that. That's awesome. So, there's recent pictures on it, but I've just kept the pages double again. So there's another one. Goes over 2 pages though. This is from the same book. All black and white photos. I think it was some sort of touristy book by the looks of it. This was a cover of some magazine. I don't know, Quest 2. This is cardboard. I thought you could cut this compass out. Okay. These are some images of hot air balloons, airships, biplanes. And I think I've just ripped out the whole section so that you could cut all the little images out. This was an encyclopedia. This is what I was talking about, one of those old ones that this actually had like these nails, type of nails down in there. I had to pull them out with pliers. The paper's really super thin, like Bible paper. But I've just pretty much pulled the whole section out so you can use all these little images. Look at that. It's so cute. Oops. Cogs. Old steam train. Keep seeing images of that. What is it? Don't know. Wait, I'll save that till. This here, picture of a steam train, and this was actually out of a calendar called Dykes on Bikes or something like that. Sorry, but yeah, look at that train. It's awesome. Okay, this is not steampunkish, but I thought I'll chuck it in because it's so cute. It has a little steam train on it, and it was super cute. You can use it in some other journal that you make. This was out of a vintage children's book. The pages are really thick and brittle, but look at the little images, so cute. So I've just put that in there because it was a steam train, but yeah, not steampunky style, but use it for something else. Anyway, that's it. So this little kit will be, I don't know if it's going into my Etsy shop because somebody was interested in a small little kit like this. So I'll check if she wants it first. If she doesn't, then I'll just pop it into my little Etsy shop. But that's it. Hope you like it. And yeah, I've got a lot of papers. If you ever want a kit on something, just yell because yeah, give us a call. Because yeah, I want to get rid of some of my papers. I'm drowning them in them. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.